Petroleum Development Company of Nigeria Limited. And today's topic, planning for business success in 2023. That's planning for business success in 2023. My guest, a business teacher, analyst, entrepreneur, Dr. Silva Puala Charles will join me for the conversation in the 4 o'clock hour after the business news. Taking us to 5, the updates come up then. And let's see. Have keke and bus drivers infiltrated the e-hailing cab industry import market? As I've got a hunch, I've got a feeling that we have a lot of keke drivers. And nothing wrong with driving keke, by the way. And maybe I need to, expatiate on this thought sometimes so I don't send the wrong impression. There is nothing wrong with driving keke. There is dignity in labor. And anyone who drives a keke should be proud of themselves, that they're earning a decent living. There are people who are kidnapping people all over the place, who are stealing, and their own excuse also that there's no work. Rather than going to look for keke to drive, they think the way out is to kidnap people, make their lives miserable, and collect a ransom from them, sometimes even kill them in the process. So, it's a good thing. However, keke drivers can do it with a lot more sensibility and drive sensibly, and not just block off traffic because you want to pick along. And that the same goes to bus drivers and even regular taxis as well. Nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. Like I said, it's dignity in labor. But there's something to be said for the inadequacies of a lot of keke drivers and regular taxis and bus drivers also. It seems that when they're on the roads, a lot of them don't care about other road users. They are not important. All that matters is picking along. And that constitutes a humongous nuisance on our roads. Now, as I was saying earlier on, it appears that a lot of these nuisance causing, the particular ones, the nuisance causing keke drivers, bus drivers, and taxi drivers have now shifted and infiltrated, infested, more like, the e-hailing cab industry in Port Harcourt. We'll talk about that in the 5 o'clock hour. You might remember yesterday, I think my rant was on that yesterday, and I didn't get the chance to get enough responses from you. And some of those who called in to respond to my rant yesterday were the drivers themselves, and they were just trying to, in my estimation, were simply making excuses and trying. Some of them, one or two, were trying to distort the messaging. What I was saying. So I want to hear from you, the customer, the client, the passenger. If you, especially, consistently or constantly use these services of e-hailing cab taxis or e-hailing cabs or taxis, what challenges have you experienced lately or not so lately, or do you continually experience with using their service? Let's talk about that. And I'm not trying to paint e-hailing cab drivers bad. No, we do a lot of advocacy for them. We do. Whenever they have problems with government, like the other time some individuals were trying to impose some kind of tax on them. They come here, they protest, we listen to them, we talk about the issues and other issues that they might have, and we do a lot of advocacy for them. I know I do, the station does, but it doesn't mean we should close our eyes when inadequacies are now becoming the norm as far as the rendering of their service is concerned. So I'd like to hear what your challenges are with using this service. What challenges have you had patronizing e-hailing cab services in Port Harcourt? Do e-hailing cab drivers appreciate the concept of customer service? By the way, how about the companies themselves, the Bolts of this world, the Ubers of this world? Are they doing enough to protect the rights of passengers? I'd like to get your take on that in the 5 o'clock hour. Headlines are at 5:30 p.m. Major news at 6. Then open season after that. Then I will take your thoughts on my side comments and all the other matters discussed on the show today till about 7 when the show comes to an end. The sports gang will be in for extra time, a review of major sporting activities the world over, what's happened in the World Cup thus far. It's been absolutely fascinating. Did you see Morocco's win yesterday? I was incredibly delighted. Yeah, they are doing it for Mama Africa. They are bringing it home, doing it for the motherland. For the motherland. Yeah. So we're all Moroccans right now. At least I am, So wish Morocco the very best. And who knows, they just might bring home the World Cup. Who knows? It's possible. If they can beat Spain, I don't see who they can beat as far as this tournament is concerned. Anyway, catch all the reviews and previews with the Sports Gang from 7 o'clock. So that's it, a preview of today's show. Any changes, you will find out. Simply stick around. Let's keep things going now with today's side comments. There's random stories that caught my attention earlier today, and my random thoughts on those stories. And remember, this was on the news yesterday. The sad story of the abduction of two women from a pharmacy on a Link Road, NTA, in Port Harcourt. An eyewitness said the other victim was a woman who had just brought her child to the pharmacy for treatment. The eyewitness said the woman with the child may have been trailed by the abductors. Let's take a listen to what this eyewitness had to say about what they witnessed. Just a moment. And oh my. Okay, I can't seem to. All right, maybe I'll find that later on. Can't find that sound right now. But anyways, we get that the Rivers State Police Command is yet to speak on the matter, and it also comes about 2 weeks after gunmen killed 3 policemen while kidnapping the MD of an oil and gas company on the flyover at Rumokoro. Also, a resident of Port Harcourt, Ibikuno Makere, is calling on fellow residents to be more alert while boarding cabs this festive season. Makere said in an interview with our correspondent while narrating how his child was nearly taken away from his wife when they boarded a cab in October, and said his wife is still traumatized by the incident. Hopefully I've got this sound. Let's see. 49. Okay. I don't seem to have this as well. Well, he said his wife and kids boarded a cab from Accra Junction in Iwofe Road, heading to Mount 1, when the driver and another man in the cab pulled out guns, demanding that she let go of one of the 2 children. So, word once again to our security operatives. I know that they're doing what they can, considering the circumstances, and all. But to the CP, the Protector of Rights, CP, River State, please, let's do something about this. That's it's obvious now. This is the approach they want to take. They want to use taxis. They want to use commercial transportation. So let's look into that. Let's go underground. Let's go undercover. Let's get intelligence. Let's nip this in the bud. Let's not wait until 21.5 people have been kidnapped or abducted this way before we do something about it. Let's nip this in the bud right away. And to those who kidnapped these 2 women and the child, as I said yesterday, these women and that child have done nothing to you. Your joblessness was not caused by them. If you're a kidnapper and you don't have a job and you feel bad about your economic situation, get your PVC and vote sensibly in the next elections so your fortunes might change. In the interim, drive a keke. If you can't afford one or no one will buy one for you, do something. Go visit a construction site. We're building flyovers and roads everywhere. Mix concrete, carry sand, carry blocks, whatever it is. Do something, earn a decent living. And don't go about traumatizing people, killing people, kidnapping people. Don't do that. They've done nothing to you. They are not responsible for your plight in life. So I hope that you're going to release these women and any other kidnappers who have kidnapped persons, victims in their custody. Do let them go. They've done nothing to you. They've done nothing to you. All right. Was there anything else that caught my attention on the news today? Not certain of that. I think I may have to wrap up this segment right about now. Maybe the slogan this election season should be "Good people, good government, good governance, good life." Now that's a good slogan. That's a good slogan. Maybe I'll start to use that slogan as well. If you don't mind, can I use this slogan, please? I'm asking for permission right now. Can I use your slogan? Good evening, Don. I agree with you 100%. Please let the general public know that any e-heading driver that gets angry because it's card payment or a discount or promo ride should not be on the road. Such a man or woman has to learn to accept this form of payment or will stop from providing such services anymore. And those who continue to cancel when they accept a ride, and don't worry, the app company is already dealing with them. Dodi sent that in. All right, we'll discuss this later on in some detail. And once again, to the person who sent in that slogan, good people equals good government, good governance equals good life. Can I use that slogan? I'm asking for permission to use your copyright right now. Thank you very much. If you don't mind, please respond via WhatsApp. So that's it for today's side comments. I go for a break. When I return, today's rant comes up. Please stay with us. Hello, thanks for staying tuned and welcome back. It is still has back to Nigeria Info here in Port Harcourt, the number one talk station. I'm Dio. It is 3:30 p.m. I'd like to rant for just a bit. I've got something in my mind. I'm expressing some thoughts on it. I'd like to get your take on mine till 4 o'clock. Well, just in case you didn't know or you haven't heard, Nigeria's general elections are around the corner. Just a couple of months away, as a matter of fact. February, March next year, late February, early March, we're going to have conduct general elections in the country. Nigerians, once again, as happens every 4 years, will go to the polls to determine for themselves who is going to pilot their affairs, at least for the next 4 years. And that is a significant part of the democratic process, elections. Because what is democracy anyways? One elementary definition says it's the government of the people, for the people, by the people. The by part, I believe, refers to the electoral process where Nigerians go out and vote, basically. But as has been happening a lot lately in different parts of the country, by so-called different political gladiators, there appears to be a misconception or a misunderstanding of the democratic process. Especially it appears to me, just stay with this, do not understand what the by people are. In other words, that the people have a choice and for the people to exclusively. That choice is not to be made for them, either an honorable or an excellency. Many times you hear political leaders in Nigeria publicly state that a people somewhere, either in a community, in a local government area, or even an entire state, are going to vote in a certain way. And these political leaders speak like they actually own the votes. That the votes are actually theirs, like their personal property, and the so-called people, the so-called voters, are just holding it temporarily, holding it in care for the honorable. So when it's time for election, honorable will collect the votes from them and then dispose of it or employ it as he or she desires. But nothing could be further from the truth, because that in no way is what democracy entails. The choice of who to vote for is the exclusive right of the voter. And nobody, no other person besides the voter has the power or the right to determine how the voter will vote, or to order the voter, to tell the voter, insist that the voter must vote in a certain way, or in a say that day. And as the elections are drawing closer, it's getting even more bizarre now. We now have scenarios where honorables, excellencies are now threatening voters. Now here's a story from, is it the Daily Post? Yeah, it's the Daily Post. Captioned 2023, vote APC or we deal with you. Reps Majority Leader Doguwa threatens constituents. Here's the story. A member of the House of Reps, Alexander Doguwa, has reached to members of to either vote for the APC on election day or be dealt with. The majority of the House of Reps is seeking to return to the House for a record 7th time. So he wants to go to the House to represent his people. But either vote for him or they will be dealt with. And that's somebody who wants to represent people. The Nigerian is at the on Monday issuing the threat for political rally in Canada. According to reports, Doguwa spoke mainly in Hausa and also used abusive language to threaten prospective voters. He wants to serve them, but he must serve them. Either they vote for him or something bad will happen to them. He said, quote, you know what, before I quote what he said, this is a translation by the way, how about I first play back the original version? Well, you might not understand what's being said, but, just take a listen anyways. I've got the translation here. I'll read that out to you in a minute. Now, in case you're wondering what Honorable was saying to the people, here's the trend. Must vote APC or with you. I'm saying it election. You either vote for APC or we deal with you. Repeat after me. In Doguwa, you either vote for APC or we deal with you. End of quote. That is honorable people. Honorable who wants to present the interest of the good people of his constituency. Honorable who wants to ensure that he can bring dividends to democracy closer to people. Saying, either you vote for me, either you vote for my party APC, or we deal with you. This honorable, like several others like himself, excellencies included, under the false impression, the disillusion, by the way, or the illusion, fantasy that they own the votes, that the votes are theirs, and it is their right to order voters how they should vote, or who they should vote for, in what direction they must vote. Like I said earlier on, that's why you have bizarres. When you have honorables and excellencies publicly announcing that a group of people, community, or LGA or state will vote a certain way. You can determine that. You have the power to. I'm sure if we peruse the Constitution, that statement is actually illegal. I'm sure we have some section of the Constitution of our laws. Because once again, it's not in your power to determine people vote, or presume that you can determine how people vote. And even more bizarre, we've gone beyond merely grandstanding, stating that people will or must vote in a certain direction. Honorables are now threatening people. If you don't vote for the we will deal with you. You will be dealt with. You will suffer. It's most unfortunate indeed. Extremely unfortunate. But the essence of the rest, as I wrap up now, is basically a reminder to voters. I mean, honorables and excellencies, they may argue in them. A lot of them, a good number of them, incapable of, they can't in their ways. They are lost cause as far as I'm concerned. Let's write in there. The choice for is yours. In case you did not vote for, is yours. That choice does not belong to honorable. It doesn't belong to an excellency. It doesn't belong to a party leader. It doesn't belong to a majority leader. It doesn't belong to a governor, a president. It doesn't belong to that thug or that killer in your committee. No, who serves as straw for honorables and excellencies. The choice is yours. And nobody can take that choice away from you. Or nobody can exercise that choice in your stead, except you give them the power to it. The choice is yours. And it is guaranteed, by the way, by the Constitution of the Republic of Nigeria, as amended. And on that note, I end the rant. Thanks, let's hope you went board. Let's get your take line. Call to go before 4 p.m. 90 call 0700 93 093 0700 93 093. We're live on facebook.com/Nigeria Info. We are live on Twitter at Nigeria Info PH as well. Once again, call 0700 93 093. We are live on Twitter at Nigeria Info PH. We're live on Facebook as well. That's Nigeria Info PH. All right, third last time, the comment.
Okay, the next thing we are going to hear that was not what the honorable said. It was quoted out of context. And then the security agency will not do anything because this is not a tweet against the wife of the president or buying of sick of the president's daughter. So nothing will happen about it. But what we have to understand is that if we wake up and say and decide how the election will be, honorable will keep threatening us, and children are outside. They are equally well, and we are here complaining and crying. So the best thing is that we should wake up and decide how the 2023 election will be. Because what's wrong? We will play for that 4 years.
That's your take as well. Once again, via Facebook and Twitter, Nigeria Info PH. Call 300 93 093. Good afternoon. I believe, like I've always heard, the honourable who is threatening voters. This is election violence. INF should do something. I've got a lawyer about road. Welcome.
Oh, good afternoon.
Hi, go on.
Like this is your rant this afternoon makes me to cry for help. I don't know if you know what APC did in 2014, 2015. In Nigeria today, it's on record that APC remains the best opposition. Now we did with the PDP 2015, 2013. They organized their almost everything they are doing that is going to be there. They will do this. They know everything the PDP was doing. They will have what they can do. They what we have. And the unfortunate thing about what these politicians, they go to the grassroots. They hold them down like where I come from, my constituency. If is paying some amount of money to those indigent women, they hold on to their PVC. because they don't know anything. All they know they need at least a meal or maybe somebody to give them food to eat. APC is not doing anything.
So is PDP not PDP is doing anybody? Can you did you question a lot? Is PDP paying anybody? Are other parties paying anybody? Okay. Of course, that's convenient. Hello, good to hear from you. I've got JK from Roommate. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, please, some of these problems is just caused by electorate, really electorate. If we're doing what is right from the onset, we'll get to the point. You know? I see no reason why everybody contesting for election will bring that of tone on the people that will vote. It is because he had found the public chips. So that's why. But if I am there voting, I will make sure that nobody votes him. Because that's the only way to bring back for us.
How do you make sure nobody else votes him?
Huh?
How do you make sure you said if you were there, you will make sure nobody else votes him. How do you make sure nobody votes him?
I prepare myself to campaign against him, but in that kind of way. Because it's not good. If you vote, you not vote this season, you'll be dealt with. It's my case.
Absolutely.
It's so bad. When I had one, now just paying it.
Yep.
I got bad. That's why I tried to call.
Good hearing from you. Everyone should feel bad. Frank from Dion, you welcome as well. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I want to speak concerning. Yeah, that is Frank from Dila.
Frank, hold your name. Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to speak concerning the writing and all that. Yes, you said something that. Hello.
Go ahead, Frank.
You said?
Go ahead, please.
So hello.
Let's have a conversation about it. That doesn't seem to be a good one for you. Because with the electorate that hold them accountable, focus on Monday issues outside values. Treat us like second-class citizens. The margin real estate venture was vulnerable, and that's from. So I want to put any notion that the APC is a violent party. The PP has been the one perpetuating incredible amounts of vote rigging with the PPC in every election. Let's be quick to criticize, even that he may have quoted a failure. He was quoted out of context. As a matter of fact, the voice you heard is not his voice. It's a voiceover artist who did that. As a matter of fact, video, which is on the internet, by the way, where he made this statement, must have been Dr. Joe. It was photoshopped, and and possibly, even the person in the video was not even him. It was probably a clone that was developed somewhere in Ukraine. A stunt double was used in his stead. Joe, very likely. Joe has a strong point. Christopher from GRA, you're welcome. Go ahead.
Hello.
Hi, Chris. Go on.
Hello.
Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
I'm hearing you as well. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to. Yes. Can you hear me?
Go ahead, Chris.
Okay, please. I just want to ask: what the action of that House of Reps member, is it not an offense against the National Electoral Act?
No, I'm sure he may have broken some laws, no doubt.
Yes, because I wonder when a person that is a member of House of Representatives should come out publicly and say this kind of threat. It is a threat to the life of the electorate, of course. And the Inspector General of Police will still watch all this thing happen without any action taken. But if such hello?
Go ahead, Chris.
Yes, I say if such will continue, then automatically everybody will be a lawless person in this country. Because if one can come publicly and then threat the life of an individual or a group of people because of a political party or because of not voting him, then I think there will not peace in this country again.
Yeah, but if you threaten the honorable, I'm sure that the DSS may come commando stat. DSS, the Navy, the Air Force might come, the helicopter, the police, and everybody may just storm wherever it is you are and pick you up commando style. If you were to threaten the honorable, or even so much as look at him with a side eye, look at him in a bad way, in a way he doesn't like, might just storm your place and pick you up once again, commando style. Noble from Egbeda High, go ahead. Or Egbeda, pardon me, go ahead. I hope I pronounced that right.
Good evening, Dayo.
Noble, hello, go on.
I want to contribute to your topic
happening.
Yeah.
I think we should blame people and not political parties when it comes to violence in elections, because it is actually people that perpetrate those acts, not political parties.
Why is this conversation being made? Why is your response about political parties? There was no part of my rant where I suggested the APC is the one that's threatening people. The person who made the threat was mentioned. Why is this about the party then?
Hello.
Why is your response about the party?
Okay, why I respond about the party is because it looks as if there's a particular political party that used to doing all those kind of violence.
In what part of my rant did I suggest that? No, but what part of my rant did I suggest that?
No, initially when you started the ranting, I heard you saying that a particular person, a man in one northern state, suggested that people must vote for APC.
What part of the rant did I suggest that the party is the one threatening the people?
I'm not saying that you said it's the party.
Okay.
I'm only making my own point that the people perpetrating this evil is not a political party, but people who are members of parties.
Okay. Noble, your point is noted. Oh, let's get your text still. Once again, via facebook.com/Nigerian for PH, via Twitter as well at Nigerian for PH. Robin from HA, you're welcome. Please go on.
Thank you, Dayo. Good afternoon.
You're welcome.
Yes, according to your rant this afternoon concerning our political leaders, honorables, and the rest of them. So unfortunate that man who has spent 7 years National Assembly, about going back, go on a campaign instead of to plead and come back for vote. So what he has done, he is threatening to deal with anyone who do not vote or who votes against himself. The level of poverty, as we have been impoverished by the government, is high. But it's not an excuse. He said in your hand. The voters must rise to take decisions. They must take decisions that will benefit them and their children. These are not the things we read in the Bible or we read in history and all the rest. We have seen it before us. It's very there before us. If a man who is determined to help his people, instead of you to canvass for vote, you are threatening people, and he's doing it flamboyantly. It's so shameful, the kind of politicians we are having in Nigeria. I've been warning, and I keep warning, that the kind of clothes they are wearing, if you go back in history, those of them who do not know, who do not read, what happened after Nigeria attained independence in 1960, that communicated to 1967. They are busy abusing people, undermining the masses. These are the people with which they entered into office, and their duty is to make sure their lives are okay. But they're not discussing it. Those of them who have opportunity to earn the money, for them to provide modular refineries, discuss how the way can cut across, discuss the welfare of the people that are not doing so. It's threat upon threat. I pray that your rant today should open the eyes of voters and let our vote not continue to domicile in the pocket of the man, either a governor or a minister or a president or honorable. Thank you, Dayo. Good afternoon.
You're very welcome. I hope so too. Chigozie from Rumibo, it's your turn. You're welcome. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Dayo.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that some of our honorables and our excellencies will arrogantly make some comments they will do, and some people will see it as nothing. It is annoying for me, for a man to say, if you don't vote for this political party, we will do you this, we will do you that. You are threatening the electorate, which has the power to put you in that same office you are looking for. Now, I thought in this country we have a head speech policy.
Yes, we do actually.
This man needs to be questioned by authorities. It's wrong so that this thing will not continue. There are some people that they would like to vote other parties, but due to this fear of threatening and this, they would like to do something they don't want to. And it's wrong. We're in democratic dispensation, for crying out loud. Our honorables should learn how to talk to us. Thank you, Aluvia King.
What about 5 minutes ago, before 4 o'clock? And by the way, that last caller obviously lied to my call screener. So I hope the call screener has noted that, because the name that I had there was Chigozie. So obviously that last caller once again lied to my screener so he can get through to the studio. So Ashley, do please note that caller. Apparently he may have a tendency to lie to you another time. Maybe next time his name will be Chibike. All right, via Facebook, Anna Barry Israel goes, good afternoon. Doguwa, is it by force to vote APC? APC was voted into power since 2015. What have they done that will warrant people to vote them again in 2023? They should please stop the threat. The election is not a do-or-die affair. Via Twitter at Urjonishi Twitter, the man making this threat after signing peace accord is still moving around freely without any arrest by security agencies. What do you expect with a field institution where some individuals are stronger than the institutions, especially when you belong to the ruling party? Good afternoon. I am the only custodian of my vote. It cannot be bought, neither can it be taken by force. I wish all Nigerians have that mindset. Please keep on doing your good job. Michael Ibugbai goes down. This honorable and all those threatening their political opponents that they will determine who will get the votes in their wards, constituencies, and even their states cannot be trusted to give good governance again because they are really too desperate for my liking this time. Let the people think. Not surprised, this is coming from an APC member. MC Olomo made the same threat in 2019 and got away with it. Why am I not surprised that no one in the APC has come out to condemn him in unequivocal terms? Pathetic. And that's from Newton Ikire. The video was doctored by the opposition. That's some Christian. The opposition doctored it. I think Christian is responding to Joe's comment a while ago that it was the honorable must have been quoted out of context. Anyone or any people that do well will not threaten or try to force people to vote for them. If you do well, people will vote for you without being coerced. And that's from Lockie Kinsley. Agree to Dio, APC will not see anything now on this threat made by that honorable, but if it's other political party saying such, nobody will rest. I suggest that this honorable man should be arrested. Tomorrow, now APC will come out to say obedient people are insulting, but look at what this man is saying, and that's from Frank. Dio, good day. You know, most regions of this country, in most regions, Nigerians are underdeveloped, so they are controlled by the leaders, and they don't know what democracy is, knowing what it means by the people. So what do you expect? It's better for INEC to sensitize the people, and that's where the National Orientation Agency is really sensitive to the people. That's from Morgan. Really unfortunate, Dio. And BBFI man goes, good day. Politicians in this country believe that the constituents they represent are already their personal empire, and those they serve are their conquered slaves. That's why they do all they can to keep them perpetually poor and talk to them in that manner. So let's wrap it up on that note right now. Thanks for being a part of the conversation thus far. I'd like to reference the slogan from Oibogbaye Michael once again. He sent a reply, grant me permission, copyright permission to use the slogan, good people equals good government, good governance equals good life. Remember that. Remember that. Honorable's handout is not going to improve your life. No, it will not in any way. And threats don't help either. Vote right, vote sensibly in the coming elections. I've got the business news coming up at top of the hour at 4 o'clock. Canvas and Niger Delta Roundtable is up after that, where we'll discuss the progressive development of the Niger Delta region all the way to 5 o'clock. Do please stay with us. The conversation continues in a moment.
Politics, business,